The strongest people in the world are not always the loudest. They are often the ones who learned to keep moving when no one believed in them, no one applauded them, and no one stood beside them. Think about your own life for a moment. How many dreams have you postponed because you were waiting for support? How many opportunities have you missed because you feared walking alone? The truth is, every extraordinary life begins with an ordinary decision. The decision to stop waiting and start building yourself. What if the loneliness you're experiencing right now isn't a setback? What if it's the greatest gift life has ever given you? Because when you walk alone, you discover your true strength. When you face challenges alone, you develop unshakable discipline. And when you build yourself without depending on the approval of others, you become someone no obstacle can break. Most people spend their lives chasing comfort, but comfort has never created greatness. Growth begins where excuses end. Success begins where self-discipline replaces self-doubt. The person you become in the quiet moments when nobody is watching is the person the world will eventually recognize. Your future is not being decided by luck, talent, or circumstances. It is being shaped by the choices you make every single day. Stay with me until the very end, because today's message could completely change the way you see failure, loneliness, discipline, and success. You'll discover why walking alone is often the fastest path to becoming unstoppable, why self-growth is the greatest investment you'll ever make, and how the habits you build today can create a future that most people only dream about. If you're ready to stop waiting for permission, stop depending on others, and start becoming the strongest version of yourself, then this message is exactly what you need to hear. Your journey begins now. The first lesson is simple, but it has the power to transform your entire life. Walking alone is the beginning of self-discovery. Most people are afraid of being alone because they confuse loneliness with failure. They believe that if no one is supporting them, encouraging them, or walking beside them, then they must be on the wrong path. But that belief has stopped more dreams than lack of talent ever could. The truth is that every meaningful journey begins with a season where you have to rely on yourself. Before the world believes in you, you must learn to believe in yourself. Before others respect your discipline, you must first prove your commitment in private. Greatness is never built in the spotlight. It is built in silence, where nobody is watching, where nobody is clapping, and where the only person who can push you forward is the person you see in the mirror. Think about how much of your life has been shaped by the opinions of other people. From childhood, you are taught to fit in, to avoid standing out, and to seek approval. You learn to measure your worth by the acceptance of others instead of the strength of your own character. But there comes a moment when you must decide whether you will continue living according to someone else's expectations or begin creating a life that reflects your own purpose. That decision is not always comfortable. In fact, it is often lonely. Some people will question your choices. Others will laugh at your ambition because it reminds them of the dreams they abandoned long ago. Do not allow their limitations to become your future. Their fear does not have to become your reality. Walking alone teaches lessons that no classroom ever can. It teaches patience because progress rarely happens overnight. It teaches resilience because there will be days when nothing seems to work. It teaches responsibility because there is no one else to blame for your results. Most importantly, it teaches confidence, not the loud confidence that seeks attention, but the quiet confidence that comes from keeping promises to yourself. Every time you wake up early to improve your skills, every time you choose discipline over comfort, every time you continue despite disappointment, you are building something far more valuable than success. You are building character, and character is the foundation upon which every lasting achievement is built. Do not underestimate the value of the quiet seasons in your life. While others are distracted by temporary pleasures, you have the opportunity to invest in permanent growth. Read books that challenge your thinking. Learn skills that increase your value. Develop habits that strengthen your mind and your body. Spend time reflecting on your goals instead of comparing your life to someone else's highlight reel. Every hour you invest in becoming better is a deposit into your future. And one day, those small deposits will produce extraordinary results. Remember this, The strongest trees grow because their roots go deep before their branches reach high. In the same way, your unseen efforts are preparing you for visible success. The world may not notice your sacrifices today, but that does not mean they are meaningless. Success has always rewarded those who were willing to work in silence long before recognition arrived. So embrace the journey of walking alone. Do not see it as a season of isolation. See it as a season of preparation. Because when you learn to stand firmly on your own values, your own discipline, and your own purpose, you become someone who no longer depends on circumstances to stay committed. You become the kind of person who creates opportunities instead of waiting for them, who builds confidence instead of borrowing it, and who understands that the greatest relationship you will ever develop is the one you have with yourself. Once you master that relationship, no challenge will seem too great, no obstacle too difficult, and no dream too far beyond your reach. The second lesson is that discipline will always outperform motivation. This is one of the greatest truths you can ever understand because too many people spend their lives waiting to feel inspired before they take action. They tell themselves, I'll start tomorrow when I feel ready. I'll work harder when I have more energy. I'll chase my dream when the timing is perfect. But tomorrow becomes next week becomes next year, and eventually years pass while nothing changes. The problem is not a lack of ability. The problem is depending on emotions instead of principles. Motivation is exciting, but it is temporary. It comes and goes like the seasons. Discipline, however, stays with you even when enthusiasm disappears. It keeps moving forward when feelings say, stop. It teaches you that success is not built on how you feel, but on what you repeatedly choose to do. Every successful person has days when they feel tired, discouraged, frustrated, or uncertain. The difference is not that they experience fewer struggles. The difference is that they refuse to let those struggles decide their actions. They understand that feelings are unreliable leaders. If you only work when you feel motivated, your progress will always be inconsistent. But if you work because you have made a commitment to excellence, then your results become consistent. And consistency is what creates extraordinary lives. Imagine two people with the same dream. One waits for inspiration before taking action, while the other follows a daily routine regardless of how they feel. After a week, their progress may look similar. After a month, the disciplined person begins to pull ahead. After a year, the gap becomes impossible to ignore. Not because one was more talented, but because one understood that small daily actions are more powerful than occasional bursts of excitement. Greatness is not created in one incredible moment. It is created through thousands of ordinary moments where you choose to do what needs to be done, even when you would rather do something else. Discipline is built through promises you keep to yourself. Every time you say you will wake up early and you do it, your confidence grows. Every time you complete a task instead of making excuses, your self-respect becomes stronger. Every workout you finish, every book you read, every skill you practice, and every distraction you resist is teaching your mind an important lesson. You are someone who follows through. That identity becomes more valuable than any temporary success because once you believe you are disciplined, your actions naturally begin to reflect that belief. Many people think discipline is restrictive, but the opposite is true. Lack of discipline is what creates limitations. Without discipline, debt grows, health declines, opportunities disappear, and dreams slowly fade away. Discipline creates freedom. It gives you control over your time, your habits, your finances, your emotions, and ultimately your future. The person who masters self-control gain something far greater than comfort. They gain the ability to shape their own destiny. Do not expect discipline to feel comfortable in the beginning. Every worthwhile habit feels difficult before it becomes natural. Waking up early is difficult until it becomes routine. Exercising consistently is difficult until your body begins to crave movement. Reading every day is difficult until learning becomes part of your identity. The early stages of discipline always require effort because you are replacing old patterns with better ones. But with enough repetition, what once felt impossible becomes automatic. That is the remarkable power of consistent action. There will be mornings when your bed feels warmer than your ambition. There will be evenings when entertainment seems more attractive than personal growth. There will be moments when quitting appears easier than continuing. Those are the moments that define your future. Anyone can work hard when life is easy. Anyone can stay committed when everything is going according to plan. But true discipline is revealed when life becomes challenging. It is revealed when no one is watching, when no one is encouraging you, and when your results have not yet appeared. Those are the moments that separate dreamers from achievers. Never underestimate the compound effect of disciplined living. One disciplined day may not seem extraordinary. One disciplined week may not attract attention, but months and years of consistent effort create results that seem almost unbelievable to those who only see the outcome. People will call you lucky because they never witnessed the countless mornings you chose responsibility over comfort. They will admire your confidence without realizing it was built one promise at a time. They will celebrate your success without understanding the sacrifices hidden behind it. Remember this truth. Your future is not determined by the intensity of your motivation, but by the consistency of your discipline. Build routines that strengthen your character. Protect your time as if it were your greatest investment. Keep the promises you make to yourself, even the smallest ones, because each promise strengthens the foundation of your character. When discipline becomes your lifestyle instead of your temporary strategy, success is no longer a matter of chance. It becomes the natural result of the person you have chosen to become. The third lesson is that pain is often the greatest teacher you will ever have. No one wakes up in the morning hoping for disappointment, failure, or hardship. We naturally seek comfort because it feels safe. We want life to be predictable, smooth, and free from obstacles. But if you study the lives of people who have built something meaningful, you will notice a powerful pattern. Their greatest breakthroughs were usually born from their greatest struggles. The moments that shaped their character were not the easy seasons when everything was going according to plan. They were the difficult seasons when nothing seemed to work, when doors closed, when dreams appeared to fall apart, and when they had every reason to quit. Pain has a way of revealing strengths that comfort can never uncover. Most people see pain as an enemy, something to escape as quickly as possible. But what if pain is actually preparing you for the life you have been asking for? What if every setback is developing qualities that success will eventually require? Strength is never created by avoiding resistance. Just as a muscle grows stronger only when it is challenged, your mind and your character grow stronger only when they face difficulties. Without resistance, there is no growth. Without challenges, there is no transformation. The very obstacles standing in your way today may be shaping the person you need to become tomorrow. Think about the times when you have learned the most valuable lessons in your own life. They probably did not come from moments when everything was easy. They came after mistakes, disappointments, broken expectations, or unexpected losses. Those experiences forced you to think differently. They made you wiser. They made you more careful with your decisions. They taught you patience, humility, and resilience. Lessons learned through struggle are rarely forgotten because they become part of who you are. Success may teach you what worked, but failure teaches you why it matters. One of the greatest mistakes people make is believing that failure defines them. Failure is not your identity. It is simply an event. A business can fail, a project can fail, a plan can fail. But as long as you continue learning and moving forward, you are not a failure. Every successful person has collected more disappointments than most people realize. The difference is that they refuse to let those disappointments become permanent. They treated every setback as feedback. Instead of asking, why did this happen to me? They asked, what can this teach me? That single question changes your entire perspective because it turns obstacles into opportunities for growth. There will be moments when life tests your patience. You may work hard and still not see immediate results. You may give your best effort and still experience rejection. You may remain committed while others take shortcuts and seem to move ahead. In those moments, remember that life is not only building your results, it is building your character. Character is developed in the waiting. Integrity is revealed when nobody is watching. Persistence is proven when success is delayed. These qualities cannot be purchased, borrowed, or inherited. They must be earned through experience. Pain also teaches gratitude. It reminds you not to take ordinary blessings for granted. After experiencing disappointment, you appreciate opportunity more deeply. After facing loss, you value relationships more sincerely. After overcoming hardship, you recognize strengths within yourself that you never knew existed. The challenges that once felt unbearable often become the stories that inspire others. One day, someone will find hope because you refuse to give up during your darkest season. Do not allow temporary pain to convince you that your future is hopeless. Every season has a purpose. Winter prepares the ground for spring. The darkest part of the night comes just before dawn. Likewise, some of the greatest opportunities in your life may arrive immediately after your greatest struggle. But you must stay in the game long enough to see them. Too many people quit just before the breakthrough. They mistake a difficult chapter for the end of the story, when in reality it is only preparing the next chapter. When life becomes difficult, resist the temptation to ask for an easier path. Instead, ask for greater wisdom, stronger character, and deeper understanding. Those qualities will serve you long after the challenge is past. Every obstacle you overcome increases your confidence because it reminds you that you are stronger than you once believed. Every problem you solve prepares you for greater responsibilities. Every hardship you endure expands your capacity to lead, to inspire, and to help others who will one day face similar struggles. Remember this truth: pain is temporary, but the lessons it teaches can last a lifetime. Do not waste your struggles by complaining about them. Use them. Learn from them. Grow through them. Allow every challenge to shape your discipline instead of weakening your determination. One day, you will look back and realize that the moments you once wanted to escape were the very moments that built the strongest version of yourself. And when that day comes, you will no longer fear hardship, because you will understand that every challenge carries within it the seed of a greater future, waiting for the person who has the courage to keep moving forward. The fourth lesson is that your daily habits quietly create your future. Many people spend their lives searching for one big opportunity that will suddenly transform everything. They wait for the perfect job, the perfect business idea, the perfect connection, or the perfect moment to begin. But the truth is that extraordinary lives are not built through extraordinary moments alone. They are built through ordinary actions repeated consistently over time. Your future is not determined by what you do once in a while. It is determined by what you do every single day. Every habit, no matter how small, is like placing another brick in the foundation of your life. One brick may seem insignificant, but thousands of bricks carefully placed create a structure strong enough to stand for generations. The challenge is that habits rarely show immediate results. When you read 10 pages of a book today, your life does not suddenly change tomorrow. When you exercise for 1 hour, your body does not transform overnight. When you save a little money or spend 1 extra hour learning a new skill, the results may seem invisible. That is why so many people give up too soon. They mistake a lack of immediate progress for a lack of progress altogether. But life does not reward impatience. It rewards consistency. Success grows quietly beneath the surface long before it becomes visible to everyone else. Imagine planting a seed in the ground. For days and sometimes weeks, nothing appears above the soil. If you judge the seed by what you could see, you might believe nothing was happening. Yet beneath the surface, roots are spreading, preparing the plant for future growth. Your habits work the same way. Every disciplined action is strengthening your foundation, even when the results are hidden. One day, what seemed like small, unnoticed efforts will suddenly produce outcomes that surprise everyone around you. They will call it an overnight success, but you will know it was built one disciplined day at a time. One of the greatest dangers in life is underestimating the power of small choices. Choosing to wake up 30 minutes earlier may not seem important today, but over the course of a year, those extra hours become hundreds of opportunities to learn, create, and improve. Choosing to read instead of endlessly scrolling through distractions may feel like a small decision, but knowledge compounds. Every page you read expands your thinking. Every new idea increases your value. Every skill you develop opens doors that did not exist before. Great achievements are simply the result of small decisions made consistently over a long period of time. Your habits are shaping more than your results. They are shaping your identity. Every action you repeat sends a message to your mind about who you believe you are. If you consistently choose discipline, you begin to see yourself as a disciplined person. If you consistently keep your promises, you become someone who trusts yourself. Confidence is not something you suddenly find. It is something you earn through repeated actions that prove your commitment to your own standards. The strongest confidence is built quietly, through daily victories that no one else may ever notice. Be careful, however, because habits work in both directions. Positive habits build your future, while negative habits slowly destroy it. Just as one good choice repeated daily can transform your life, one careless habit repeated daily can gradually take you further away from your dreams. Small acts of procrastination become years of missed opportunities. Small excuses become permanent limitations. The danger is that negative habits often feel harmless in the moment, yet their consequences grow over time. Success and failure are both the result of repeated behaviors. The difference lies in the direction of those behaviors. If you want a different future, begin by changing your daily routine instead of waiting for different circumstances. Stop asking whether a habit is difficult and start asking whether it moves you closer to the person you want to become. Every morning gives you another chance to make choices that align with your purpose. Protect your time because it is your most valuable resource. Spend it learning instead of complaining, creating instead of consuming, improving instead of comparing. The quality of your life will always reflect the quality of your daily habits. Remember this powerful truth: your future is being written long before anyone can see it. Every disciplined morning, every focused hour, every healthy decision, every act of perseverance is becoming part of a story that the world will eventually admire. People will notice your success one day, but they will not see the thousands of ordinary choices that made it possible. They will see the finished building, but they will never fully understand the patience required to lay every single brick. That is why you must never become discouraged by slow progress. Keep showing up. Keep improving. Keep honoring your routines, even when no one is watching. Because the habits you build today are quietly building the life you will live tomorrow. And there is no greater investment you can make than becoming a little better than you were yesterday. The fifth lesson is that temporary loneliness often leads to permanent strength. One of the greatest fears people carry is the fear of being alone. They believe that if they are not surrounded by friends, praised by others, or constantly supported, then they must be falling behind in life. But some of the most important chapters of your journey are written in silence. There are seasons when life intentionally removes distractions, not to punish you, but to prepare you. Those quiet moments are not signs that you have been forgotten. They are opportunities to discover who you truly are without depending on the approval of anyone else. Many people spend so much time trying to fit in that they never become the person they were meant to be. They follow the crowd because it feels safe. They make decisions based on what others expect instead of what their purpose demands. But growth rarely happens in the crowd. Growth happens when you are willing to stand apart, think differently, and continue moving forward even when no one understands your vision. There will be times when your goals seem too big for the people around you. Some will question your choices. Some will doubt your potential. Others may even criticize your discipline because your commitment reminds them of the promises they failed to keep. Do not let their opinions become the limits of your future. Loneliness has a remarkable way of revealing your true priorities. When the noise of the world becomes quiet, you finally have the chance to hear your own thoughts. You begin to recognize what truly matters. You discover the difference between temporary pleasure and lasting fulfillment. Instead of chasing attention, you start chasing purpose. Instead of seeking validation, you begin developing value. That shift changes everything because people who build themselves no longer depend on applause to keep moving. They are driven by something much deeper than recognition. They are driven by a commitment to become the best version of themselves. Every season of solitude gives you something valuable if you choose to use it wisely. It gives you time to read books that expand your mind. It gives you space to develop skills that increase your value. It allows you to reflect on your mistakes without the distractions of constant noise. It teaches you patience because not every reward arrives immediately. It teaches you resilience because there are days when the only voice encouraging you is your own. And perhaps most importantly, it teaches you self-reliance. You begin to understand that while support from others is wonderful, your greatest source of strength must come from within. There is a difference between being alone and being lonely. Being alone is simply a circumstance. Being lonely is a mindset. You can stand in a crowded room and still feel empty if you have not found your purpose. On the other hand, you can spend hours working quietly toward your dreams and feel completely fulfilled because you know your efforts are creating a better future. The most successful people learn how to enjoy their own company because they understand that every hour invested in self-improvement brings them one step closer to their goals. Never confuse temporary isolation with permanent failure. Some of the greatest opportunities in life require preparation that cannot happen in a crowd. Before a building rises high into the sky, its foundation must first be built deep beneath the ground where no one can see it. Your character is being built the same way. While others may only notice your achievements in the future, they will never fully understand the quiet years of discipline, sacrifice, and perseverance that made those achievements possible. The strongest foundations are always built out of sight. There will be moments when you question whether your efforts are worth it. You may wonder if anyone notices your sacrifices or appreciates your commitment. In those moments, remember that your purpose is not to impress people. It is to improve yourself. Every early morning, every late night, every difficult decision, and every temptation you overcome is strengthening your character. The rewards may not appear immediately, but they are accumulating day after day. Just as a river slowly carves its way through solid rock, consistent effort quietly shapes an extraordinary life. One day, the very people who doubted your journey may admire your results. They will see your confidence, your discipline, and your success, but they will not see the lonely mornings when you chose growth over comfort. They will not see the evenings when you kept working while others were distracted. They will not see the countless moments when you refused to give up despite having every reason to quit. Those unseen moments are where true greatness is born. Remember this truth: temporary loneliness is not your enemy. It is your training ground. It is where your mind becomes stronger, your vision becomes clearer, and your character becomes unshakable. Do not fear the seasons when you must walk alone. Embrace them with gratitude because they are preparing you for responsibilities, opportunities, and victories that require a stronger version of yourself. The world may not always walk beside you, but if you learn to stand confidently on your own principles, your own discipline, and your own purpose, you will never truly walk alone. Your greatest companion will always be the person you have worked so hard to become. The sixth and final lesson is that building yourself is the greatest contribution you can make to the world. Many people believe that success is measured by how much money they earn, how much recognition they receive, or how many people admire them. While those things may come as a result of growth, they are not the true measure of a meaningful life. Real success begins with the person you become. The greatest investment you will ever make is not in the stock market, real estate, or business alone. It is the investment you make in your own character, your knowledge, your discipline, and your ability to serve others. When you become stronger on the inside, every area of your life begins to improve on the outside. The world is full of people trying to change their circumstances without first changing themselves. They hope that a better job will solve their problems, that more money will bring lasting happiness, or that success will automatically create confidence. But lasting change always begins within. If your thinking does not grow, your results will eventually stop growing as well. If your character does not develop, your achievements may become difficult to maintain. The person you are today has created the life you have now, and the person you become tomorrow will create the life you experience in the future. That is why personal growth should never be treated as a temporary activity. It should become a lifelong commitment. Every book you read expands your perspective. Every skill you learn increases your value. Every challenge you overcome strengthens your character. Every disciplined decision shapes your future. These actions may seem small on a daily basis, but together they create a version of you that is prepared for greater opportunities and greater responsibilities. Never stop learning simply because you have achieved one goal. Growth has no finish line. The moment you believe you know everything is the moment you stop improving. Stay curious, stay humble, stay committed to becoming wiser than you were yesterday. Remember that the quality of your life is directly connected to the quality of the person you become. Your relationships improve when you become more patient, understanding, and trustworthy. Your career improves when you become more valuable and dependable. Your finances improve when you develop discipline and better decision-making. Your health improves when you consistently choose habits that strengthen your body and mind. Notice that every lasting improvement begins with a personal decision. Life changes when you change. The outside world often reflects the work you have already completed within yourself. One of the greatest gifts you can give your family, your friends, and your community is your own example. People are inspired far more by what they see than by what they hear. Your discipline can encourage someone else to become disciplined. Your courage can give another person the confidence to pursue their dreams. Your integrity can restore someone's belief that honest people still exist. You never know who is quietly watching your journey. Someone may find hope simply because you refuse to quit during your difficult season. Your life has the power to become proof that persistence works, that character matters, and that ordinary people can accomplish extraordinary things through consistent effort. Do not spend your life competing with others. The greatest competition you will ever face is the person you were yesterday. Ask yourself each morning, how can I become a little wiser, a little stronger, a little more disciplined, a little more grateful? Those small improvements, repeated day after day, eventually create remarkable transformation. You do not have to be perfect. You simply have to keep progressing. Success belongs to those who refuse to stop growing. There will always be distractions trying to steal your focus. There will always be people who choose comfort over progress and encourage you to do the same. Resist that temptation. Protect your mind from negativity. Protect your time from meaningless activities. Protect your dreams from those who cannot see their value. Every hour you spend improving yourself is preparing you to create greater value in the lives of others. The stronger you become, the more problems you can solve. The more wisdom you gain, the more people you can help. The more disciplined you become, the greater your influence will be. One day people will admire your achievements, but they may never fully understand the years of preparation behind them. They will see the confidence, but not the moments of doubt you overcame. They will see the success, but not the countless failures that taught you valuable lessons. They will see the strength, but not the sacrifices that built it. That is why you must never seek recognition as your motivation. Let your purpose be greater than applause. Let your commitment be stronger than your excuses. Let your character become your greatest achievement. Always remember this. The world does not need another person waiting for perfect circumstances. It needs people who are willing to grow despite imperfect conditions. It needs people who continue learning when others stop, who continue serving when others complain, and who continue building when others give up. When you dedicate your life to becoming the best version of yourself, you do more than transform your own future. You create hope for everyone who crosses your path. Walk your own road with courage. Build your character with discipline. Strengthen your mind with knowledge. Live with integrity in every decision you make. Because in the end, the greatest legacy you will ever leave behind is not what you owned, but who you became and how your life inspired others to become better themselves. The journey of greatness has never been about finding an easy road. It has always been about becoming a stronger person. Life will not always give you perfect conditions, constant encouragement, or immediate results. There will be days when you walk alone, when your efforts go unnoticed, and when your progress feels painfully slow. But never mistake those moments for failure. Those are the moments that shape your character, strengthen your discipline, and prepare you for opportunities that only a determined person can handle. Remember the lessons you've discovered today. Walk alone when necessary because that is where you discover your true identity. Choose discipline over temporary motivation because consistency always wins in the long run. Welcome challenges because every obstacle carries a lesson that makes you stronger. Protect your daily habits because your future is built one decision at a time. Embrace seasons of loneliness because they are often preparing you for seasons of extraordinary success. And above all, never stop building yourself, because the greatest gift you can offer the world is the strongest, wisest, and most disciplined version of who you are. Do not compare your journey to anyone else's. Every great life is built at its own pace. Some people bloom early, others bloom later. But those who remain committed eventually reach places that those who quit will never see. Success is not reserved for the most talented. It belongs to those who refuse to stop growing, refuse to stop learning, and refuse to surrender when life becomes difficult. Every sunrise gives you another opportunity to improve. Every challenge gives you another chance to grow. Every decision you make today becomes part of the future you will live tomorrow. From this moment forward, stop waiting for someone to rescue you. Stop waiting for perfect timing. Stop waiting for permission to become the person you were created to be. Make the decision to rise earlier, work harder, think bigger, and stay faithful to your purpose even when nobody is watching. Let your actions become louder than your excuses. Let your discipline become stronger than your fears. Let your vision become greater than your doubts. One day, you will look back on this season and realize that walking alone was never your weakness. It was your greatest advantage. It gave you the strength to stand firm when others gave up. It gave you the wisdom to choose growth over comfort. It gave you the confidence to trust yourself when no one else did. And because you refused to quit, you became living proof that ordinary people can achieve extraordinary things through discipline, persistence, and unwavering belief in themselves. So keep moving forward, keep building your mind, keep strengthening your character, keep honoring the promises you make to yourself. There is a better version of you waiting on the other side of consistency, and every step you take today brings you closer to becoming that person. Walk alone if you must. Build yourself every day. Stay disciplined through every challenge. And never forget this timeless truth: the person who conquers themselves will always be more powerful than the person who only conquers the world. Your journey starts now, and your greatest chapter is still waiting to be written.